And yeah, sorry for that. That you have to take care of that.
No problem, Prabhuji.
Recording, what will happen to the cloud? Okay. Okay. That's why I was thinking voice fast. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, chapter, is it Canto 6, chapter 3, from verse 22. Okay. Yeah, let me know if you see screen.
Yes,
एतावान् एव लोकेऽस्मिन् पुंसां धर्मपरः स्मृतः भक्तियोग भगवती तन्नाम ग्रहणादिभिः. Devotional service, beginning with the chanting of the holy name of the Lord, is the ultimate religious principle for the living entity in human society. नामोच्चारण माहात्म्यं हरे पश्यत पुत्रकाः अजामिलोऽपि येनैव मृत्युपाशात् अमुच्यत. My dear servants, who are as good as my sons, just see how glorious is the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. The greatly sinful Ajamila chanted only to call his son, not knowing that he was chanting the Lord's holy name. Nevertheless, by chanting the holy name of the Lord, he remembered Narayana, and thus he was immediately saved from the ropes of death. एतावतालम् अघनिर्हरणाय पुंसां सङ्कीर्तनं भगवतो गुणकर्मनाम्नां विकृष्य पुत्रम् अघवान् यत् अजामिलोऽपि नारायणेति म्रियमान इयाय मुक्तिम्. Therefore, it should be understood that one is easily relieved from all sinful reactions by chanting the holy name of the Lord and chanting of his qualities and activities. This is the only process recommended for relief from sinful reactions. Even if one chants the holy name of the Lord with improper pronunciation, he will achieve relief from material bondage if he chants without offenses. Ajamila, for example, was extremely sinful, but while dying, he merely chanted the holy name. And although calling his son, he achieved complete liberation because he remembered the name of Narayana. Prayena Veda Tadidamna Mahajanoyam Devya Vimohitamatir Batamal Vyayalam Tayyam Jadi Kritamatir Madhupushpitayam Vaitanike Mahati Karmani Yujyamanaha. Because they are bewildered by the illusory energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Yagyavalkya and Jaimini and other compilers of the religious scriptures cannot know the secret confidential religious system of the 12 Mahajanas. They cannot understand the transcendental value of performing devotional service or chanting the Hare Krishna mantra because their minds are attracted to the ritualistic ceremonies mentioned in the Vedas, especially the Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, and Rig Veda. Their intelligence has become dull. Thus, they are busy collecting the ingredients for ritualistic ceremonies that yield only temporary benefits, such as elevation to Svargaloka for material happiness. They are not attracted to the Sankirtana movement. Instead, they are interested in Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. एवं विंश्रिया सुधियो भगवत अन्नन्ते सर्वात्मना विदधत्ते खलु भावं योगाम् ते मेन दण्डम् अर्हन्ति अथ यदि अमीषां स्यात् पातकं तद् अपिहन्त्य उरुगायवादः. Considering all these points, therefore, intelligent men decide to solve all problems by adopting the devotional service of chanting the holy name of the Lord, who is situated in everyone's heart and who is a mine of all auspicious qualities. Such persons are not within my jurisdiction for punishment. Generally, they never commit sinful acts. But even if by mistake or because of bewilderment of illusion, they sometimes commit sinful acts. They are protected from sinful reactions because they always chant the Hare Krishna mantra. ते देवसिद्ध परिगीत पवित्रगाता ये साधव समदृशो भगवत्प्रपन्ना तान्नोपसीदत हरेर्गदयाभिगुप्तान् नैषां वयं न च वयः प्रभवाम दण्डे. My dear servants, please do not approach such devotees, for they have fully surrendered to the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are equal to everyone, and their narrations are sung by the demigods and the inhabitants of Siddhaloka. Please do not even go near them. They are always protected by the club of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and therefore Lord Brahma and I, and even the time factor, are not competent to chastise them. तान् अनयद्वम् असतो विमुखान् मुकुन्द पादारविन्दमकरन्दरसाद् अजस्रं निष्किञ्चनै परमहंसकुलैरसङ्गैर्जुष्टाद्गृहे निरय वर्तं वर्त्मनि बद्धतृष्णा. Paramahamsas are exalted persons who have no taste for material enjoyment and who drink the honey of the lotus, Lord's lotus feet. My dear servants, bring to me for punishment only persons who are averse to the taste of that honey, who do not associate with Paramahamsas, and who are attached to family life and worldly enjoyment, which form the path to hell. जिह्वान भक्ति भगवद्गुणनामधेयं चेतश्च न स्मरति तच्चरणारविन्दं कृष्णाय नो नमति यच्चिर एकदापि तान् आनयद्वम् असतो कृतः विष्णुकृत्यान्. My dear servants, please bring to me only those sinful persons who do not use their tongues to chant the holy name and qualities of Krishna, whose heart do not remember the lotus feet of Krishna even once, and whose heads do not bow down even once before Lord Krishna. Send me those who do not perform their duties toward Vishnu, which are the only duties in human life. Please bring me all such fools and rascals. Tat तत्क्षम्यतां स भगवान् पुरुषः पुराणो नारायणस्वपुरुषैर् यदसत्कृतः नः स्वानम् अहो न विदुषां रचिताञ्जलीनां क्षान्तिर्गरीयसि नमः पुरुषाय भूम्ने. Then Yamaraj, considering himself and his servants to be offenders, spoke as follows, begging pardon from the Lord. O my Lord, my servants have surely committed a great offense by arresting a Vaishnava such as Ajamila. O Narayana, O Supreme and oldest person, please forgive us. Because of our ignorance, we failed to recognize Ajamila as a servant of your Lordship, and thus we have certainly committed a great offense. Therefore, with folded hands, we beg your pardon. My Lord, since you are supremely merciful and are always full of good qualities, please pardon us. We offer our respectful obeisances unto you. तस्मात् सङ्कीर्तनं विष्णोर्जगन्मङ्गलम् अंहसां महताम् अपि कौरव्य विद्य ऐकान्तिकः निष्कृतम्. Shukadev Goswami continued, My dear king, the chanting of the holy name of the Lord is able to uproot even the reactions of the greatest sins. Therefore, the chanting of the Sankirtana movement is the most auspicious activity in the entire universe. Please try to understand this so that others will take it seriously. Shunvatam granvatam viryani uddhamani हरेर्मुहुः यथा सुजातया भक्त्या सुध्येन्नात्मा व्रतादिभिः. One who constantly hears and chants the holy name of the Lord and hears and chants about his activities can very easily attain the platform of pure devotional service, which can cleanse the dirt from one's heart. One cannot achieve such purification merely by observing vows and performing Vedic ritualistic ceremonies. Krishnangri Padma Madhulinna Punar विसृतस् मायागुणेषु रमते वृजिनावहेषु अन्यस्तु कामहत आत्मरजः प्रमार्ष्टुम् प्रमार्ष्टुम् ईहेत कर्म यत एव रजः पुनः स्यात्. Devotees who always lick the honey from the lotus feet of Lord Krishna do not care at all for material activities, which are performed under the three modes of material nature and which brings only misery. Indeed, devotees never give up the lotus feet of Krishna to return to material activities. Others, however, who are addicted to Vedic rituals because they have neglected the service of the Lord's lotus feet, and are enchanted by lusty desires, sometimes perform acts of atonement. Nevertheless, being incompletely purified, they return to sinful activities again and again. इत्थं स्वभर्त्र गदितं भगवन्महित्वं संस्मृत्य विस्मिता धियो यमकिङ्करास्ते नैवाच्युताश्रयजन्नं प्रतिशङ्कमाना दृष्टुं च बिभ्यति ततः प्रभृति स्म राजन्. After hearing from the mouth of their master about the extraordinary glories of Lord and his holy name, fame, and attributes, the Yamadutas were struck with wonder. Since then, as soon as they see a devotee, they fear him and dare not look at him again. Itihasam imam guhyam bhagavan kumbha sambhavaha kathayan asa malaya asino harim archayan. When the great sage Agastya, the son of Kumbha, was residing in the Malaya hills and worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I approached him and he explained to me this confidential history. Hare Krishna. He ends this chapter 3 from the Canto 6 entitled Yamarajas instructs his messengers. Okay, so we are supposed to cover from verse number 22. Okay. So as we know that Yamadutas, they went and started asking, who is the supreme controller? There should be only one controller. When there are more controllers, we don't have trust in everyone, right? There should be one and only one supreme controller. And they asked, and Yamaraj is explaining, and then in that he is saying the greatness of the holy name. Namocharan Mahatmyam Harer Pasyata Putrakaha Ajamilopi Yenaiva Mrityu Pashad Amuchyata. So here he's saying he just called his son's name, Narayana. But because he was calling in that way the name of the Lord offenselessly, that's why he attained this great result. In the purport, Prabhupada mentions there is no need to conduct research into the significance of the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. Sometimes we know there are someone, how many meanings are there for the holy name. Of course, we know that. There is 32, but yeah, what is the further detail? No, it's very simple. Does it work or not is the question. Yes, it definitely works. We don't need to have any research. The history of Ajamil is sufficient proof of the power of the holy name, Lord's holy name, and the exalted position of a person who chants the holy name incessantly. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advised, Harer Nama eva kevalam, Kalau nastyava 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 gadir anyatha. In Kali Yuga, there is nothing else. It is very difficult. All the ritualist rites in the purport. In this age of Kali, ritualistic ceremonies for becoming liberated, that is extremely difficult. Therefore, all the Shastras and all the Acharyas have recommended in this age, uh, one chant the holy name. Eta etavatalam agha nirharanya pumsam sankirtanam bhagavato gunakarma namnam vikrushya putram agavan ya ajamilopi narayaneti mriyamana iyaya muktim. So he got liberated. Just in the purport, Prabhupada mentions in the assembly of Raghunath Das Goswami's father, Haridas Thakur confirmed that simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord, one is liberated, even if he does not chant completely inoffenselessly. So, yeah, sometimes we think, uh, can we really come to that stage of chanting offenselessly? Even if we cannot come, but we are trying. Even it says, confirm that simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord, one is liberated, even if he does not chant completely inoffenselessly. Smartha Brahmanas and Mayavads do not believe that one can achieve liberation in this way. But the truth of Haridas Thakur's statement is supported by many quotations. In Bhagavatam, Sridhar Swami gives the following quotation: Sayam pratar granan bhaktya dukha gramad vimuchyate. If one always chants the holy name of the Lord with great devotion in the evening and in the morning, one can become free from all material miseries. And then another quotation is Shravanam Kirtanam Dhyanam Harer Adbhuta Karmanaha Janma Karma Gunanam Cha Tad Arthe Akhila Chestitam. One should always chant and hear about the extraordinary, wonderful activities of the Lord. One should meditate upon these activities and one should endeavor to please the Lord. And Sridhar Swami further quotes from the Puranas, Papa Kshaya पापक्षयश्च भवति स्मरताम tam ahar nisham always. One can become free from all sinful reactions simply by remembering the lotus feet of the Lord day and night. Ahar nisham. Ahar means day, nisham means night. Further quotation: Tasmat Sankirtanam Vishnor Jagan Mangala Amhasam. This also came in the same chapter. Mahatam Api Kauravya Vidya Aikantika Nishkritam. All these quotations prove that one who constantly engages in chanting and hearing of the holy activities, name, form, and fame of the Lord is liberated. As stated wonderfully in this verse, Etavatalam agha nirharan nirharanaya nirharanaya pumsam. Simply by uttering the name of the Lord, one is freed from all sinful reactions. And this goes further. In Sanskrit, in Amarakosha, Sanskrit dictionary, there is a mention about Alam Bhushanam Paryapti Saktivarana Vachakam. The word alam is used to mean ornament. Can anyone recollect words with alam, beginning or in the end, or sufficiency, or power, or restraint? Here, the word alam is used to indicate that there is no need of any other process, for the chanting of the holy name of the Lord is sufficient. Hmm. I mean, anyway, this purport is very, comprehensive to appreciate the greatness of the holy name. And I'm just moving into the second part of this purport. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also quotes this verse from the Padma Puran. Nama parada yuktanam namani eva haranti agham avishranti prayuktani tani evartha karani cha. Even if in the beginning, this is very, very hope-filling verse for us. Even if in the beginning one chants the Hare Krishna mantra with offenses, one will become free from such offenses by chanting again and again. Papa kshayascha bhavati smaratam tat aharnisham. One becomes free from all sinful reactions if one chants day and night, following the recommendation of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then goes, this is all in the verse number 24. Prayena Veda Tad Idam Na Mahajanoyam Devya Vimohita Matir Bata Mayayalam. Mayaya Alam. Here again, this word is coming. Alam means greatly. And Trayam Jadikrita Matir Madhu Pushpitayam Vaitanike Mahati Karmani Yujyamanaha. Because they are bewildered by the illusory energy. I mean, this goes about how the yogi, there are class of people who think ritualistic ceremonies are important. Prabhupada mentioned recently, when we established a large Krishna Balaram temple in Vrindavan, We were obliged to have Vedic ceremonies enacted by Brahmanas because the inhabitants of Vrindavan, especially the Smarta Brahmanas, would not accept Europeans and Americans as bona fide Brahmanas. Thus, we had to engage Brahmanas to perform costly yajnas. In spite of these yajnas, the members of our society performed Sankirtan loudly with mridangas, and I consider the Sankirtana more important than Vedic ritualistic ceremonies. This clearly says the superiority of chanting the holy name. It is not about, it's not about whether the Murti is in the southeast or northeast or how are we is what do you call this Vastu based temple or not. No, it's not about that. Where Sankirtan happens, the power of the holy name can spiritualize everything. It's nothing that one has to really be worried. Oh, that is mm, that is the glorious position of the holy name. Both the ceremonies and the Sankirtan were going on simultaneously. The ceremonies were meant for persons interested in Vedic rituals for elevation to heavenly planets. Jadi Krita Matir Madhu Pushpitayam. Here it's meant. Whereas the Sankirtan movement was meant for pure devotees interested in pleasing the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We would simply have performed Sankirtan, but then the inhabitants of Vrindavan would not have taken the installation ceremony seriously. As explained here, the Vedic performances are meant for those whose intelligence has been dulled by the flowery language of the Vedas, which describe fruitive activities intended to elevate one to the higher planets. Especially in this age of Kali, Sankirtana alone is sufficient. If the members of our temples in the different parts of the world simply continue Sankirtana before the deity, especially before Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they will remain perfect. There is no need of any other performances. Nevertheless, to keep oneself clean in habits and mind, deity worship and other regulative principles are required. Who want to make a note of this? Who want to underline that? Yeah. Srila Jiva Goswami says that although Sankirtana is sufficient for the perfection of life, the archana or worship of deity in the temple must continue in order that the devotees may stay clean and pure. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur therefore recommended that one follow both processes simultaneously. We strictly follow his principle of performing deity worship and Sankirtan par- along parallel lines. This we should continue. I don't know who has joined. Yeah, it's very important that all of us can understand the spirit. We are not just kind of any movement. Sometimes we may not appreciate Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's uh, movement where he is emphasizing that. Now, sometimes we want to understand, okay, why are we doing all these rituals? Why are we doing all these sanskaras? Why is even one becoming a Brahmana? One may have these questions. Yes, we are getting more and more serious and offer our personal services to the Lord. And what is pleasing for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Sankirtana service. I will finish till 32 and then we'll stop. एवं विमृश्य सुधियो भगवत अनन्ते सर्वात्मना विदधते खलु भाव योगम तेमेन दंडम अर्हन्ति अथ यदि अमीषां स्यात्पातकं तत् अपि हन्ति उरुगाय वादः. This urugaya means the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. Considering all these points, therefore, intelligent men decide to solve all problems by adopting to the devotional service of chanting the holy name of the Lord. So, what is the best form of best form of service is chanting the name of the Lord. Generally, they never commit sinful activities, but even if by mistake or because of bewilderment or illusion, they sometimes commit sinful acts. they are protected from sinful reactions because they always chant the Hare Krishna mantra. Purport Prabhupada mentions that Srila Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur quotes the following verse from the prayers of Lord Brahma. अथापि ते देव पदाम्बुजद्वय प्रसादलेशानुगृहीत एव हि जानाति तत्त्वं भगवन् महिम्नो न च अन्य एकोऽपि चिरं विचिन्वन्. The purport is that even though one is a very learned scholar of Vedic Shastras, he may be completely unaware of the existence of the Supreme Lord and his name, fame, qualities, and so forth. Whereas one who is not a great scholar can understand the position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead if he somehow or other becomes a pure devotee of Lord by engaging in devotional service. Therefore, this verse spoken by Yamaraja says, Evam Vimrashya Sudhiyo Bhagavati means those who engage in the loving service of the Lord becomes Sudhiya, intelligent. But this is not so of a Vedic scholar who does not understand Krishna's name form. Hmm? So that is it. But a devotee who commits sinful acts, which he may do unwillingly or accidentally because of his former habits, is excused. That is the value of Sankirtana movement. No? ते देव सिद्धि परिगीत पवित्र गाथा ये साधव समदृशो भगवन् प्रपन्नाः तान् नोपसीदत हरेर् गदयाभिगुप्तान् नैषां वयं न च वयः प्रभवाम दण्डे. So please, hey, don't go to them. Please do not even go near to them. Who? Devotees. They are always protected by the club. Gadha. Gadaya Abhiguptan. Being Abhiguptan means being protected. Gupta means protection. Abhigupta means fully protected. Hmm? And therefore, Lord Brahma and I, even the time factor, are not competent to chastise them, the devotees. So, in the purport, we can see it is saying, this is my warning. Lord Vishnu is saying, Lord Vishnu has a club and chakra to punish non-devotees. Do not risk punishment by attempting to disturb the devotees. Not to speak of you, even if Lord Brahma or I were to punish them, Lord Vishnu will punish us. Therefore, do not disturb the devotees any further. Now the question, there's a nice point. Tan anayadvam asato vimukhan mukunda padaravinda makaranda rasat ajashram nishkinchanai paramahamsa kuler asangair jishtad. Jishtad means um, to uh, to enjoy, which is justad grihe niraya vartmani paddhastrayan, who desire, who is ready to go in the path of hell, uh, are the one who do not want to spend time with Paramahamsas. Means one who do not have taste at the lotus feet of Paramahamsas, who do not associate with Paramahamsas, who are attached to family life, who are attached to worldly enjoyment, they go to hell. That's what it says. Bring them, bring them. Actually, I think I mentioned in the Telugu Bhagavatam, Potana, who has written it, he writes, uh, don't go to devotees, to the relatives of the devotees, and to the relatives of the relatives of the devotees. Because it's danger. If you go not only to punish the devotees, even anyone related to the devotees, then you are in trouble. Whereas here in the next verse, uh, poet Podana writes in Telugu Bhagavatam, he says, but go and catch those people who are sinners, not only them, but their relatives who have committed sin, not only them, but everyone connected with them. So that's the danger of bad association. Good association will protect us, and bad association will punish us. And then And in the verse 28 purport last, it says, in conclusion, one should try to associate with persons who engage in devotional service 24 hours a day. Not once, not 24 hours a day. And then who else should be brought to hell? Huh? Jihva na bhakti bhagavat guna namadeyam. Ones whose tongue is not used. Jihva is the tongue. Na bhaktim bhagavat guna namadeyam. One who is not singing the Bhagavan's guna, the qualities, namadeyam and the name. Bring them. Chetascha na smarati tat charanarabindam. One whose heart is not, do not remember the lotus feet of the Lord. Smarati, one who does not remember charanarabindam. Krishnaya no namati, to remember, yat chira ekadapi, whose head do not even once bow down to the feet of the Lord. Ekadapi, even once. Then tan anayandvam asato krita Vishnu krityan. So, which bring them. Who else to be brought to hell are these people who do not have. Please bring to me only those sinful persons who do not use their tongues to sing the glories of Krishna, whose hearts do not remember the lotus feet of Krishna even once, and whose head do not bow down even once before Krishna. Send me those who do not perform their duties toward Vishnu, which are the only duties in the human life. Please bring me, he says, please bring me all such fools and rascals. In the purport, Prabhupada is saying that varnashramachara vata purushena parah pumman vishnur aradhyate panta na anyat tat tosha karanam. Human society is meant to follow strictly the varnashrama system. Yeah? And varnashrama dharma easily brings one nearer to Lord Vishnu, who is the only true objective in the human society. Nate vidum swartha gatim hi Vishnu. Prahlad Maharaj is saying, one should be always think about Krishna. Durashaya ye bahir artha maninaha. Instead, they are simply bewildered. Hmm? So, in summary, the summary of this 29th verse, in summary, all Avaishnavas, persons unconcerned with Lord Vishnu, are punishable by Yamaraj. I'll stop here. We'll continue 30 to 35 tomorrow. And sorry for repeating this part of the chapter again. Any thoughts or questions before we close? No? Then we will read the last part of this chapter tomorrow. Thank you very much. Panchakalpatarabhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Grandaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaura. Hare Krishna.